Snoop Dogg, whose political opinions I could care less about, 90s superstar rapper. I loved his music back in the day. I haven't really paid that much attention to him as of late, but he's making headlines right now. And the reason I'm doing this kind of impromptu, super fast, super quick video is because if you remember the video that I did previously called the real demise or the sort of shift in direction of the left, aka the Democratic Party, and I talked about what Joe Rogan said about policies, about their ideologies, and how they've shifted, all of their focus onto things that really don't resonate or are not, they don't parallel what they used to think, or at least they don't support or are faithful to principles and ideals that the Democratic Party is known for. This relates to this video because Snoop Dogg came out very recently and said he's got nothing but love and respect for former President Donald Trump. The reason this is really, really big news is because Snoop Dogg, never mind being a very super popular rapper and hip-hop artist, has a very huge following. I mean, a huge following, millions and millions of followers on Instagram and other social media platforms. And so his influence does carry weight, whether we like to, us educated or smart individuals like to think so or not, he just does. And so when he comes out and says this really, really bold new declaration regarding the former president, Donald Trump, this is pretty big news because that kind of message carries a huge weight. And if you don't know or you're not aware, Snoop Dogg really has been vocal in the past about how much he despised. I mean, he was very, very, almost to the point where it seemed like, this is criminal. How brash, how outlandish, how vocal he was in his disdain for Donald Trump only a few years ago. In a new interview, just really quickly, let me go over this. In the new interview, he's saying in the Sunday Times, Snoop Dogg sang Trump's praises, saying he ain't done nothing wrong to me. He's done only great things for me. He pardoned Michael Harris. This is important. This is why the kind of, the mindset of the left, the mindset of people who their number one priority is the accrual and sustaining of power. They don't care about you or me. They don't care about their constituents whatsoever. Michael Harris is an associate of Death Row Records, founder Suge Knight, who's in behind bars right now. He's the founder of the label's parent company, Godfather Entertainment, yada, yada, yada. So he's an associate of his. And Snoop Dogg says, I love what they did. That's great. Great work for the president on his way out. So Trump pardoned Michael Harris before he left office. So back in 2017, on a video that Snoop Dogg did, he referred to and depicted Trump as a clown and shot the president in the head in his video back in 2017. If that's not, that's about as graphic, that's about as extreme, that's about as radical a viewpoint you can have on any presidential candidate, on any topic or idea, quite frankly. That's downright, I don't even know what to call that. It's not, you can't call that bold. It's insanity. He also did this. In 2020, he shared a clip to his social media following, and he said, Donald Trump is an effing weirdo. If you voted for him, listen to this, I quote, if you voted him, I don't have a problem with that. But if you're still with him, F you. So I got nothing but love and respect. He went from F you, shooting him in a video, depicting him in the most graphic, horrific. His family members. If I'm his son or his cousin or his wife and I see Snoop Dogg doing a video about, it's awful. He's been very outspoken about his politics. He's been very outspoken about how he feels about things, like a lot of celebrities who should probably just shut up and dribble. He's been very, very vocal against Donald Trump. So why the sudden change of heart? Why now? The reason I'm doing this video is because you guys know my main objective here is to be honoring the truth, honoring the country that I love. This is the most important election that we've had, way more important than 2020, way more important than 2016, way more important than 2012, way more important than 2000. This is the most important election year since I can remember, since in my entire life, and I'm almost 50. This is another metaphor, another manifestation, another reflection on people who are maybe in the middle, who are not so radically left or right. They're just starting to see in real bold, cut and dry, concrete, visible evidence that they can't pay their bills. They're barely surviving. They can't take their family on vacation. Interest rates are still insane. We're in so many wars. Just now there's a hit. God bless, some U.S. Officers were killed in this Iran-backed drone attack that just happened. People are starting to realize, people are starting to see, my goodness, we kicked this guy out of office, but he really actually did amazing things. Do the things that come out of his mouth drive me absolutely bonkers and drive most people bonkers? Absolutely. Do his tweets and his posts on social media drive me crazy? Absolutely. Are his verbal kind of onslaughts on certain people and things, do they drive me crazy? Absolutely. But if you take a step back, as CEO of Chase Bank, Jamie Dimon said, just take a breather and go, oh, okay, wait, the economy was good. We had great relationships. Our foreign diplomacy was at a whole new level. China knew they couldn't F with us. We had a great prosperity, prices, goods, interest rates were fantastic, et cetera, et cetera. There was no wars. People are starting to finally realize this is not just about him pardoning Michael Harris, or is it? That's the kind of question, and the real brunt of this video is, I think that people in the middle, people who are not so radicalized on either side, are starting to come to their senses. And I also think that Snoop Dogg is emblematic of the left, which to me has completely deviated from their principles, ideals, what their virtues and what they stood for in the past. I played you that video that President Obama talked about the immigration policy in my last video about the southern border crisis. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave it in the end screen. I'll leave it in the description below, or just go to my channel. Do they really care about what they say when they come out in these real, almost over-the-top, outlandish, hyperbolic statements about this or that, or this candidate or that candidate? Does Kamala really care about you? Does Joe really care about you? Do you actually think that Chuck Schumer gives a rat's butt about any of us? You think Nancy Pelosi cares about anybody else? Do you think Kevin McCarthy really cares? Do you think Mitch McConnell really cares? Do you think that Donald Trump really cares? I'm not sure, but I do know this. It does seem to me that what's happening right now, and what Snoop Dogg's admission genuinely reflects, is that as long as it serves me, as long as it serves what I need, that's where I'm going to be sharing my support. Critical discernment, audience, purpose, message, the rhetorical principles, the study of the awareness of language choices that people make. The more you're aware of this, the more cognizant of this, the better you are at making decisions, not only about our country, but about yourself and your own life. That's what this channel is really all about. Trying to create educational content that truly can plant roots and change people's lives, just like it's changed my life. And so I want to hear what you guys think of what I'm saying here. What are your thoughts on Snoop Dogg just all of a sudden, flip-flopping? What are your thoughts on what he said? What are your thoughts on what I said about the left? What are your thoughts on what I think about, is it a power struggle, or is it a sign of things to come? I'd love to hear from you. As always, I so appreciate you guys. I love you guys being here. Make sure in the pinned comment, if you love this type of content, subscribe to our free newsletter. It's absolutely free, and you'll never miss another video. You'll never miss another update, breaking news, etc., etc. It's absolutely free. Make sure you sign up for that. Check out these videos right here. They are phenomenal. What I mentioned earlier, subscribe down there. God bless you. God bless the United States, and I'll see you soon.